Alright then, a couple hours later and a few patches later, what we got this structure in here all welded in nice. Got to do the grinding on it yet, but I'll get to that when I do my skin. And then we have the corner, which is not pretty, but it has no more holes, no more tears, and no outies. So I'll be able to fix that. It's going to come out pretty nice. Deciding now whether to do the tail light or the skin down here. And at this time I'm kind of leaning towards tail light. Alright, when they originally cut this tail light hole here, they used a torch, and you can see it's all kind of wavy and blobby there, so I'm going to have to clean that opening up before I can do anything with it. So I think that'll be the first order of business, just kind of clean it up so it's flat. And yeah, then I'll be able to figure out my patch. Alrighty then, I've hacked the thing out of here and smoothed the inside around the edge where I gotta fit my piece in, and then got my measurements written down here from basically the center of each screw down to the top of the hole, the very tip top. And I have my measurement off of the engine compartment inward. And then what I did is I put a mark top and bottom for my innie, how far from that edge. And then I'm going to figure out a way to position this thing. Alright, well, this is how I'm going to go about this. I don't know if it's the right way or not. If it works, it's the right way, I guess. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and put a little mark on this edge of this tape. Is my 4 1/8 off of my engine compartment. So now I'm going to come down from the center of each of those screws the proper distances and put a little mark here. And then when I fit my piece up in there, I'll just go ahead and use that point of reference and then the center of the two screw hole places. So now I'll do my measurement down from these screw holes. Put a little mark right there, which ought to be the top of that top screw hole, and then the bottom one just lines up where it lines up. And the two measurements for each screw are different, so if I measure one, the other one ought to be correct when I come up to it. So we'll go with the first one from the center there. We're looking at 9 7/16, which is from the center right there. Theoretically, from the center of this guy should be 9 3/16. And in fact, it is 9 3/16. So there we go. So right here will be the top of the upper screw hole, and then it'll be centered on this piece of tape. So, alright, these are what I use for magnets. There used to be a fleet of trucks for a company that had GPS mounted to the top of them in the old school days. And these are what held the GPS on the top of the truck. But suffice it to say, I've got a stack of them, and ought to work pretty well for this application, I think. We'll find out. Don't want to disturb my tape. There we go. So basically I center the top screw hole and the bottom screw hole on the edge of my tape, and I bring this top one up to. Alright, well, standing back here, it looks real good to me, so I'm going to call that the position for this patch. And you saw I left all the paint on it, and that's just fine. That way I'll be able to mark my patch better. And then I grind where I'm going to weld later. But yeah, from where I was standing back there, it looks just right with this other one. So I'm going to go ahead and mark my patch now. What I may do actually is run some screws through in a couple spots, and that way I can line those screw holes up when I put my patch in place. So I think I'll do that. I think I'll put a couple screws in, and then I'll leave those tabs on my patch. And the way I'm going to do this patch, I'm probably going to flange it, not butt it, so that'll work out just fine. What I have is 3 screws holding that thing in, and I'll leave some tabs there where my screw holes are, and I have little arrows there marking the 3 screws so I know where to leave my tabs, and then I have a double arrow up to show me up. So I'm going to mark my patch now and cut it out. Okay, I went ahead and cut it out, but I left my mark and cut it out a little extra. Then I'll flange to just inside my mark all the way around. That way this will sit up in, and I'll have a little trough kind of place to run my weld. Now that I've got it stepped all the way around, I'm going to go ahead and clean up my welding area. And then on the hole over there, right where the screw holes were on this guy, I couldn't flange all the way up to it, so I went ahead and took a little more metal right where the screw holes are off of there. So it should fit in there all right. It's a little bit warped, but I'm going to straighten it out before I put it in there. First go round, and I had a little bit of trouble on one corner, but it's not too bad. And I'll take the screws out and then go another pass all the way around, and we'll see what's up. Alright, well, the back of this fits. You've got 2 eyes there, and they're blue, and it's a German twerk. So we got a blue-eyed German twerk here. Been around it a couple times here, and that came out pretty nice. So got to do my skin down below there, and then whatever filler and stuff, but there's no more holes, no more cracks, and any dent that's here is an innie, so that's all good. Well, we got to start here. Got this guy in a couple passes, and I'm pretty happy with that. It's gonna, finish off nice. Have to do, I'm gonna probably grind these guys before I make my next pass, and I'm gonna have some, decent panels to work with when it's all said and done. So that's pretty cool. So for the 8th out here, thanks for watching.